Hey guys, I hope this message finds everyone well. I know it's been a rough few weeks for everyone. There's a lot of really major shifts going on and portals and all kinds of stuff. And there's been a lot of highs and lows amongst everybody. So just keep the faith and just keep on trucking. And eventually we are going to get there. And rather than focus on the finish line, I think it's important to also take this time to not only keep your faith, but to remember why we were all incarnated here. And that is first and foremost to spread love and light and to fulfill your mission the best way you know how. And if you haven't started thinking already about what your mission will be, now is a great time to really do that, because I fully feel if you have not at least started your mission, you will not be able to come into union. That's my belief. So even just taking the first few steps, even just making a list of what you want your mission to look like, I think that at least gets the ball rolling. It shows the intention. God helps those who help themselves. So I believe once you set forth on that path and you set those intentions, like I said, that God will sort of put the things in line for you to make that mission come to fruition. So I just wanted to also let you know that this mission, it doesn't have to be this big grandiose idea. It's been explained to me through my guides that it could just be something as simple as just doing a very small kind gesture to a stranger or a friend or neighbor. It could be something small, just smiling at a passerby on the street. Your energy is so great. It's such that your vibration is just so high, and because you embody unconditional love, something small like smiling at a stranger really can alter their vibration as well, which will in turn have a ripple effect. And kindness is contagious, so it really doesn't take much effort to just do a small act of kindness for somebody every day, and see if you can really do it every single day. And your mission could be as small as that. So you can at least start there and see where that evolves, and you'd be surprised how much that also changes and elevates your vibration. So really take this time, like I said, to really hone that skill, and hone in on your gifts and what they are, and just remember why we were all incarnated here. There's a lot of emphasis on union right now, and when it's going to happen, and I definitely feel in my heart that it is close. And it's exciting, and we all want to really, know exactly when. And none of us are going to be able to predict precisely when those unions are going to be. And I think that that's by design. So rather than taking this time to really just focus on that finish line, just enjoy the journey, enjoy this opportunity that you've been given to set forth on your mission, which will be and is backed by God and backed by the angels. So it's bound to succeed if you set forth on the right intention, and you have the right intentions behind it. I fully believe it will succeed. if you are going at it for the wrong reasons and the wrong intentions, I don't see good things for it. And I'm going to give an example here. And excuse me. And this is something that I don't see as something that's widespread right now amongst us, among twin flame teachers, but it is something that I have noticed just amongst a few of us, and that is using their mission and their gifts as an opportunity to rake in a lot of cash. And while I feel that it is okay to charge for these services that twins provide, and I charge as well, I think that we have an obligation to just be reasonable about it, because there's not many options out there as far as as far as seeking help, because you can't just go to anybody for help. You can't just go to any reader. You can't just ask, your parents for advice on this sort of thing. I fully believe you can't fully understand this journey unless if you are a twin flame yourself. So we have an obligation, I feel, to really help each other. And if you want to charge for your services, which is understood, I feel we have an obligation to keep those services in a reasonable rate. And I was guided to keep my services reasonable for obvious reasons. There are some people who were guided to charge close to a monthly mortgage rate for their 1-hour services. So I personally don't think that this is what the divine had in mind as far as fulfilling our mission. I'm not saying that this particular individual is not fulfilling her mission, but I think that it's not the right thing to do to use this as an opportunity to really capitalize on people. I have no doubt that this person probably is gifted, but there are many people who are gifted who charge a fraction of that. And I don't know if she's able to produce some sort of 3D hologram of my twin, and we're able to have some alone time together for a few hours, I would definitely pay her $1,000, but I doubt that's what happens in these sessions. And all jokes aside, it's really just quite unreasonable, and it's worrisome to me, because if you're living in that sort of headspace where you think that the majority of the population has that sort of extra income to spend on an hour of healing or whatever other counsel you provide for them, when they're not even sure is going to work or not, I think that you're a bit out of touch with the really immense task that's at hand here, and you're not really in touch with the state of the global economy and just the dire straits that we're in right now. Well over half of the world's population is living in poverty or near the poverty line. So if you're choosing, by setting those rates, you're basically choosing not to help those people. That's you making a declaration: I am not going to help those people. I'm going to help these people? Why is it that you feel called to choose, that you feel called to only serve a certain clientele? I feel called to serve everybody. I feel called to help everyone. I feel called to specifically help other twins. I would never turn away another twin, or really anybody who is in dire straits, who really needs my help. I just wouldn't. I personally don't have it in my heart to. And you know, if someone wants to attach some sort of archetype to me, call me a martyr or a victim, you know, which is basically what this person has done in one of her videos. You know, you can call me whatever you want to make yourself feel better about your actions. But like I said before, I just don't think that this was the divine's idea for us on how he wanted us to help each other and fulfill our mission and spread Christ consciousness. I don't think that this is spreading Christ consciousness by charging those rates and flat out turning people away who can't afford it. I don't know that you're in touch with the reality of the situation right now, of what's happening in the state of the planet. And I just feel like our mission at hand, our collective mission at hand, is so big, and I see the need for it. I see this world just turning uglier by the day, and I don't think it's any coincidence that we were all incarnated here now, and we're all finding each other now, because we are reaching this crossroads, this sort of this culmination of events, I want to say, where we are desperately needed right now to heal the planet. We're not in good shape. We're not in good shape. Anyone who listens to the news for 5 minutes will realize that, and will realize why we were all incarnated here, and why we're all awakening now. The time is now. The time is now to do this, to heal the planet, to raise the vibration, to get started on these missions. And by charging exorbitant rates, you're basically hindering that message, that growth, I feel. I mean, there's, like I said, there's not many people who are doing this, so I don't need to make a big, issue out of it. I think, generally the vast majority of us have the right intentions, and we're doing what we're called to do. And I'm not saying that this individual has bad intentions necessarily. I just think that there are some of us maybe who are a bit misguided, and who are attaching dollar signs to things that they shouldn't be attaching dollar signs to. And when I was called to do this, I did not see a dollar sign attached to it at all. My mission was and is to get as many twins into union as possible, so that we can raise the vibration of this planet and make major strides, and make this place a wonderful Garden of Eden, which I think that it is. It's possible, and it's not going to be possible to do that if we're excluding services to each other, and if we're not even willing to help out each other and help out another twin. How are we going to help the rest of humanity? It just doesn't make sense. It also doesn't make sense to me why another twin flame teacher would choose this time to disable her comments, because she was told by her spirit guides, and I'm quoting here, that she's not allowed to give out free advice to twins. personalized free advice in the comment section. So again, I mean, I don't mean to single these people out. I'm just bringing up these examples to show you guys that mission is really important. Mission is really, really, really important. It is, I think, the most important thing. So I don't want to see anybody really just get off track or get sidetracked. It hurts all of us. It hurts the whole collective. And while these people are still providing free resources on their website, that's wonderful. But what we all understand very well is that what a lot of us need right now is individualized help, is personalized help, because a lot of these free resources, they don't necessarily apply to everyone. And I realize that when I post my own readings, I pray that there is something in each reading that will resonate with each viewer, because I do genuinely want to help everybody, but I do know that in a collective general reading, not everyone is going to get the answers that they need. So these individualized sessions are really very important. We're all on a unique journey, right? So I feel it's an obligation to keep our costs low. And like I've said, the vast majority of us are. And the vast majority of us feel the intense need right now to help one another and not think about the bottom line. And it just doesn't, I don't know, I just think it's an interesting, it's just an interesting thing to come forward and say that your own spirit guides told you not to provide any free individualized advice. Even if it only takes about 10 seconds, which is about what it takes to respond if someone leaves a question in your comment section, it just doesn't sound like divine guidance to me to be told don't help out another twin if they're not paying you, even if it only takes you 10 seconds. That does not sound like divine guidance. I'm not saying this person is lying necessarily. I just question that. That's all. And I'm here to share that because I don't necessarily, I don't think this is a trend or it's going to become a trend, but I just also am just a bit disheartened by what some other people are saying who are outside of the twin flame community. They're on the outside looking in, and they see this and they're like, who are these people? They're not even helping each other. They're charging these crazy rates, and it's all a sham, and all these readings are a sham. And I don't think that that's correct either. I think that the vast majority of us have good intentions, and we are being reasonable with one another, and we are sharing free resources amongst ourselves. So I just hope that as a collective we find some balance here, and I don't know. I'm going to keep my comment section open for you guys if you have any questions whatsoever. I mean, I feel guided to help everyone regardless if they can afford it or not. And I have mentioned in some private emails to people who were struggling to pay, I'm here. I will still provide a service. I'll work with you if you can't pay the full amount. I will do it for free if you cannot pay anything. I understand how it is. I understand that over 70% of the world's population is in poverty or near poverty. This is the reality. And if you don't understand the dire straits that the world is in right now, you guys better wake up. You guys better figure this out, because this is what you were incarnated to understand, precisely to understand, is what it is that humanity needs. And it's us. This is they're turning to us. People are turning to us to raise the vibration, to heal. This is what we're called to do. We're not called to charge close to $1,000 for a healing session. I'm sorry. I don't believe that's Christ working through you. I personally don't believe that. And to say that, you're guided to receive. This other person mentioned, I'm guided to receive. So therefore I'm not going to give out any free advice whatsoever. It's an interesting choice of words, because what is it that you feel that you're guided to receive? You feel you're guided to receive money as a twin? Maybe you're misinterpreting that divine advice. Maybe you're seeing the dollar sign when that's not what God is trying to communicate with you, of what it is that you're guided to receive as a twin. Money is the last thing on my mind when it comes to this type of thing. And like I said, I do charge for my personalized services, because it is a service, and it is work, and it is an energy expenditure. And I have some chronic health issues, so it is even more of an energy expenditure for me. But I don't think that is any reason for me to take advantage of the situation and capitalize off of anybody. That's not what I was guided to do. It's not what I'm here for. And I just want to reiterate, if you guys have any questions and you want to leave it in the comment section, I will respond. I'm not going to send you an invoice for it. If it gets to the point where I can't keep up with the emails or the questions or what have you, then I will let you know, or I will do the best I can to respond to everybody. I will keep my rates low. Like I said, I'm called to help all twins. I'm called to do this because I want to see the planet change already. This is what I've dreamt of as a kid. How can I make the world a better place? I never thought, okay, how can I make the world a better place while attaching a dollar sign to it? I just don't think that way. I just don't. If anything about this journey, it's making me think that way less and less. Not that I ever did at all. I want to accumulate less. I don't want more material things. I don't want to think in terms of what it is I could gain from somebody else. I just want to spread love and light the best way that I know how, without thinking of what I could get in exchange. I realized that that's what I was incarnated here to do, and I'm proud to say that I've awakened to that, and that I understand that Christ consciousness is awakening in me. And I really hope that these other twins and, really everybody else who's even not a twin, that they awaken to that, and they awaken to their true purpose. And they just see the world for the beauty that it is, without trying to accumulate more, and figure out how they could get a return from it. So that's really all I wanted to say. And again, I'm here if you guys have any questions at all. And my email is twinflametrinity@gmail.com. And I wish everyone luck on their missions. And let's get started. I'm excited. We're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Love you all. Everyone have a blessed week. Take care.